keep our skin bright and luminous. So that's the trick. Hey everyone, welcome to Self-Care Sundays. My name is Cindy. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So happy to have you. Self-Care Sundays is a day where I do an extended skincare routine. This week I'm going to do an evening routine and show you all the new products that I'm using for my decollette rejuvenation. Also, I like to just share with you my new and latest funs, facts, and finds on skincare. So if that sounds interesting, I'm so glad you're here. Grab your skincare and let's get going for an evening routine. So hello everyone, welcome to Self-Care Sunday evening edition. We're going to go through a wonderful, relaxing skincare routine. I'm going to show you all the products that I'm using, some new finds that I've gotten, one that I'm wearing right now. I kind of already gotten started on my skincare routine because I'm masking tonight and it's a 10-minute mask. So I'm going to go through what I used for my cleanse, and while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and grab your skincare routine and you can join in with me. So this evening I used, for my first step in my double cleanse, the Emma Hardy Moringa Balm, one of my absolute favorites. Let's see if you can see that. It's so amazing. It smells like orange blossoms. It reminds me of my summers in Florida with my grandmother, and it just brings back great memories. I think one thing about scent that's so nice is it just brings back really good memories. And I've been alternating my cleansing balm for removing my makeup in the evenings with the Plantastic Beauty Pie Plantastic and the Moringa Balm. So these are my two that I'm working through right now. Love them both, but if I had to choose, definitely would be the Emma Hardy. And this one's a little bit more tenacious to get off. So I kind of reach for this one more often, but I'm still getting through both of them. So when I get all my cleansing balm off, my second step is more budget friendly. It's a CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser, which I'm really enjoying, and I'm kind of trading that off with my Vanna cream right now. Those are two of my sort of budget-friendly cleansers. And then my next step, after I've cleaned my whole palette, is to do an enzyme mask. And this week I'm trying the Dermatology Peptide Pumpkin, sorry, I'm so stuck on that peptide night cream that I've been using. This is the Dermatology Pumpkin Enzyme Mask. So enzymes are very gently exfoliating. This one smells amazing. It smells so good. I mean, I've got it all over my face. I don't know why I'm smelling it, but it really smells amazing. It definitely smells like pumpkins and spice, definitely. So enzymes. Enzyme masks are really wonderful, or any kind of an enzyme step that you do, because what they do is they break up the keratin protein that's holding the dead skin cells together just on the top layer of your skin, but gives you a very, very gentle exfoliation. And how you use this mask is you apply it, and then you give it a really nice massage, which I did before I jumped on camera. I just gave it a great massage, and you let it sit for 10 minutes. And I'm about 7 minutes in, so by the time I finish chit-chatting, I'll be ready to take it off and show you the next step in my skincare routine. The next step is going to be a pre-treat for my tretinoin step. I do tretinoin in the evening, or retin-A. It's retinoic acid. I'm currently using 0.05% in a gel formulation. And the interesting thing that I learned this week when I went to the dermatologist is that the original studies that were done for cosmetic rejuvenation using a retin-A prescription formula was 0.02. So really, it's not higher percentage doesn't mean you're going to get a better effect with retin-A or any kind of a retinoid. The key to using a vitamin A is to use it consistently over a long period of time to get the benefits of sort of skin brightening and rejuvenation and cell turnover that we need to keep our skin bright and luminous. So that's the trick. But tonight I'm going to be using the Medicaid Hydrate B Intense. This is a new hydrating serum that I'm trying, and I'm going to use that as my moisturizing step before my tretinoin. And the reason I'm using this is because it's a very light moisturizer. It has tons of natural moisturizing factors. It's got B5 panthenol, which is an amazing moisturizer humectant, and it's just packed full of hydrating ingredients. So I'll be using that for my pre-step to my tretinoin. And then I'm going to tell you about my décolleté rejuvenation that I've been doing. So let me get this mask off, and I may cut the camera so that you guys don't have to watch me do this step, but we can chit chat too if I don't take too long. But yeah, I've been just enjoying taking some extra time for myself on Sundays. And the cloth that I'm using tonight to remove my mask is a Magic Eraser cloth. They are the most gentle cloths. I love them. I actually, before I found this, I never used a cloth to remove my makeup. I found the cloth so irritating. Even with super gentle terry cloths were just, I just couldn't do it. It would just scratch my skin up, especially after doing my double cleanse. There was just no way I could handle a rough washcloth, and I just couldn't find one that was soft enough. But these Magic Erase cloths are fabulous, and I'll link them down below. I always link all the products that I use during my videos down below. I have hyperlinks, or quick links, I guess is what they're labeled as, quick links down below to all the products in the video, or you can just click on the products that you're most interested in. So that's how the links and all that information down below. I do it in every video, or I do it for every video, but I often forget to remind you guys that I have all that amazing information down there, and that you should kind of just jump down there and check it out if you see something that you might be interested in. So also, I've started a new blog where I write posts about products and procedures and different skincare treatments, medical aesthetic treatments. So if you're interested in that kind of content, you can jump on over to my blog too. And occasionally I'll pop in a video over there too, video links. But okay, so I've removed this entire mask, the pumpkin mask. Highly recommend it. Dermatology sent it to me. They were really sweet. It was supposed to be in a Mother's Day kit. Well, it wasn't a Mother's Day kit, but they were completely sold out. And it was way before Mother's Day. I don't know, it was super, super popular, but they gave me an extended option to buy this still on sale. So I really appreciate the customer service that Dermatology gave me. I was just really impressed, and they were very sweet in all their emails. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my Medicaid Hydrating Serum before my Tretinoin. I'm always a 3-drop serum person. I put 3 drops on, and that seems to cover my face and décolleté really well. Rinse that off and let that dry down for, oops, sorry. I was going to show you my body routine. I will be showing you that, but I'm going to let this dry down. I'm going to let this dry down for a few minutes. And still, because you don't want to apply your retinoid over damp skin. You always want to have your hydrating step dry down before you put your Tretinoin on. Another option for moisturizing before your Tretinoin, or your vitamin A, or your retinol, or your retinaldehyde, whatever vitamin A you're using, is the Vanna Cream. It's a nice light moisturizer. I find this works really well. It dries down really nicely before Retin-A. And I also, when I use the sandwich method, I will use this, let my serum or moisturizer dry down, put my Retin-A on, and then I'll come in a half an hour later after my Retin-A is all kind of soaked in, and put another little layer of a moisturizer on. So that also works really nicely if you're using that sandwich method for your Tretinoin. So this is almost dried down. I'll give it a couple more seconds. While we're letting that dry down, I want to talk to you about what I'm going to be putting on my décolleté. Now this is a prescription compounded formula, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the ingredients. So I get this through my dermatologist, and it has in it a Retin-A 0.025, hydroquinone 4%, kojic acid 3%, and hydrocortisone 0.5%, and it's in a lotion formulation. And I've been using this since late 2018 to deal with the discoloration on my décolleté. And this is all I've used. I did try it dabbling for a little while, but it didn't really do anything for the dark marks on my chest, because I have a lot of sun damage from all those years that I spent in the sun without protecting my chest, and all the years that I spent wearing V-necks without even thinking about putting sunscreen on. I mean, I kind of have gravitated toward the scoop neck as opposed to the V-neck. I mean, of course, I'm dedicated to my sunscreen now, but I've really kind of changed. When I purchase, I really think, oh, I really should get the scoop neck version as opposed to the V-neck version of a t-shirt. So I've really changed my habits with that. And I want to talk a little bit about this compound because I know it's going to come up. Hydroquinone is a big, people kind of freak out about hydroquinone. It is a skin lightener. It is currently now through the FDA only via prescription. Like in the EU, the FDA has decided that they only want hydroquinone used through a doctor's prescription recommendation. So that is what it is, but I wanted to assure you that hydroquinone is not cancer causing. A lot of people think it's cancer causing. There's tons of research out that says that is not the case. They've done studies, I think back to the 1930s or 1940s. Anyway, there are tons of studies out there. The other thing is there's this fear that there's a rebound pigmentation, and that really has not borne out in the studies either. Now, there are people qualified much better than I am to discuss this and sort of to reassure you. I will link the videos down below by Natalia Spirings or Spearings. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, but she's a fantastic dermatologist that she's on Insta, she's on YouTube, more recently on YouTube, but she does great Insta posts and really deep dives into the research. Also, Dr. Shireen Idris did a post on hydroquinone, or has at least mentioned it in several of her videos, and Dr. Dre has done an extensive, her opinion on the FDA's decision to take hydroquinone off of the over-the-counter formulations. I think that was in 2%, but this is a 4% formulation, so it's definitely a prescription and would have been either way. And my dermatologist does have me cycle on and off this, so that's why it's kind of taking a little bit longer to deal with any kind of pigmentation on my chest. She has me cycling through it. Not all derms agree with that, so that I guess is still up for debate. I'm not a doctor, I just follow directions, and when you're doing the application of this hydroquinone containing cream, there is this potential for a halo effect. So you wouldn't just put it on one spot or it kind of gets a little white. It lightens the whole area. It doesn't just lighten one particular area. So if you get it kind of outside the margins of your pigmentation, it will lighten that area too. You can get a halo effect. So just follow your doctor's directions. They know what they're doing. And at this point, you can't get it over the counter anyway. And of course, don't go and get it off eBay or any kind of what they're calling black markets. Please, please, please don't do that. I know it's hard. It's a shame that people who were using it responsibly and really getting some benefit out of it can't anymore. So that kind of stinks. But it is what it is. And so it is what it is. So I want to show you how to apply this. I do one pump and I apply it to my entire décolleté because I'm trying to get rid of the bathing suit marks here and the pigmentation, but I don't want that halo effect, so I apply it to my entire décolleté and let it soak in. And I can only, my skin's a little sensitive, of course, you know, Retin-A on your décolleté is usually a no-no, but I've kind of built up a tolerance for it, but I can't still use it every day. And I put the extra on the back of my hands just to kind of get rid of the little, I guess you call them liver spots. I hate that term, but liver spots on the backs of my hand. And that's been working out nicely. Now, I have used it on my arms before, but I think these particular marks on my arms, because I've pretty much lightened what I can, are just something that isn't going to be resolved through a lightening cream. So that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so I've been working on my décolleté, and I have been using a hydroquinone containing cream along with a low percentage Retin-A and the kojic acid, which is also a skin brightening and lightening. So like I said, I've been doing this for a while. I'm getting some results. It's not super dramatic. It's slow, and I don't use it every night because if I do get irritation, you know, you have to back off. So on to my tretinoin, and if you're familiar with using vitamin A, you only use a pea-sized amount, and I still do after all these years of using it. Well, I guess not all these years, 4 or 5 years. Other people have used it for so many more years. And this is in a gel formula, and I just do dots all over my face, and I do bring it up under my eye. I have a tolerance for that at this point. I couldn't always, and I'm able to tolerate in this zone. Not everybody can, so sometimes it's best to get like a petrolatum based cream, like the CeraVe ointment, or just Vaseline, and occlude the areas where you have sensitivity. But I have built up a tolerance, and I just don't have that sensitivity anymore, so be that as it may. But when you're first starting out, you don't want to kind of go full bore under your eyes and around your nasolabial folds and at the corners of your nose, because you can get some irritation, and that's no fun. So this is going to dry down for 30 minutes, and then I have not been needing to use the sandwich method. I'm just doing sort of the buffer method, where I put the hydration on before and then just kind of let it soak in. Okay, so that's really it for my face routine in the evenings. It's pretty simple, but the extra step of having the mask was totally fun tonight. And I wanted to jump into a few other little special routines that I do every once in a while and share those with you. So I do have discovered the Murad BHA HA exfoliating cleanser, and I have been using a dab of this, and I'm saying a dab, just a little dab on my lips, and doing a gentle exfoliation once a week or once every other week to get those dead flakies off. And I have found this really helpful. Now, I know there are all kinds of scrubs and things you can use on your lips, but the jojoba beads in this particular cleanser really are moisturizing, and they do a gentle exfoliation but without doing any skin tearing. I don't recommend you use a sugar scrub because they're not spherical. So when you do a scrub, if you need to find something that's spherical or round, there's less potential for skin damage, especially in the delicate area of your lips. You don't want anything tearing them, you just want a gentle exfoliation. So that's what I've been treating myself to once a week, once every 2 weeks, depending on, because it is an exfoliating product and it has some exfoliating acids, so you want to be careful. And then I follow it up with Laneige. This is the night lip mask from Laneige. It is my favorite. It has transformed my lips. I have used tons of occlusive lip products over the years. Aquaphor is kind of my second favorite. It has lanolin in it. You should know that if you have lanolin sensitivity. And this has a fragrance. If you have fragrance sensitivities or you just don't like this particular fragrance, you might not like this. But I find this to be a fading fragrance. It doesn't really bother me. Some fragrances that kind of hang around, like the smell of Orbi, those hair products, I can't tolerate it. It feels like everything I eat and drink during the entire day that I either have the spray on or if I'd shampooed with Orbi tastes like that sort of woodsy trees. I don't know, I'm getting down a rabbit hole here, but everyone is really sensitive to different, senses, smells and senses and fragrances, and everybody kind of has their own emotional response to different smells. So, all right, moving on to my next luxury treat for my self-care Sunday. I'm going to be applying all over my body Hydra Boost. I love it, love it, love it. It's an awesome budget find. You can get it at Target and Walmart. It is so hydrating and so luxurious. For the price, I just find this to be one of the best body creams ever. It is one of my absolute favorites, and it feels luxurious and it feels silky and smooth, and it has really transformed my lizard legs. I use it all the time after the bath, and I have finished, I don't see it around here because I think I finished the exfoliating lotion, the Eucerin exfoliating lotion that I was using, and I've gone back to this. I think I'm going to do a body peel or some sort of body scrub to kind of finish up that whole treatment that I was doing. That was like almost 2 months of doing some leg exfoliation and treating it in the shower. I'm still getting through this Murad in the shower for my body exfoliation, and then just following it up with Hydra Boost because I'm out of my Eucerin with the urea in it. So the other thing, this is like super treat. This is from Demamiel. It's an amazing body oil, and this is a super, super treat. I usually don't use a body oil. I'm just like a little jojoba oil from Trader Joe's is fine with me, but I treated myself to the Demamiel, and so I use this just on special occasions, like once a week, to treat myself, and I will put this over the Hydra Boost for an extra silky, luxurious body sensation. So the other thing that I've been doing for body, and this was, I think I started this a year ago, and it was a recommendation by Dr. Dre, and I've been purchasing this ever since. It's the Germatonics Soothing Foot Cream. Game changer. Like, I was skeptical when she said, oh, won't even need a pedicure after this. I have the option to do that now that we've kind of come through this pandemic and we're vaccinated. Well, hopefully we come through, fingers crossed for everybody. It's been so devastating. But I've been using this for the last year plus, and this has kept my feet soft and amazing, and I don't really feel like I need to run out for a pedicure. So someone to paint my toenails, yeah, that would be nice. But I certainly don't need the pedicure part, although with the massage is always so nice. But anyway, onto my foot routine that I do. I actually do this almost every other night. You can't do it too often because it is exfoliating, it has urea in it. So about every other night I do this treatment. So on damp skin after my shower, I put this on, and the only thing is it's not cheap. I can't exactly remember the price, but I'll link it down below. It's not cheap, and it's a small little tube. They need to make a mambo jumbo one for feet. I mean, seriously, I'm not sure what they're thinking. But anyway, I put this on, and then I put my little socks on, and I sleep in my socks and the cream, and it's just in the morning my feet are great. And my nails have gotten so much nicer. My toenails were always like snappy and brittle, but they're nice and they're growing really healthfully. I actually lost a toenail last year right before I started this, and it's helped grow that toenail. Well, I don't know if it helped grow the toenail, but it's kept the toenail as it was growing in soft and supple, and it grew in really nicely, and it took a year for that toenail to grow in. So those are my luxurious treatments. And also sometimes, okay, I'm really bad about this one though, but sometimes if my hands are really dry, I will do a very small amount of this and mix it with my hand cream, whatever I have. I think I'm currently using, I really like this. It's hand and body, the Trader Joe's hand and body. I really, really like this. It's got Moroccan argan oil, and I like it. I use it. There is a bottle at every sink in our home, if not two. So, and I'll put that under my gloves, and sometimes a little bit of this around my cuticles. Not every night, again, because it's pretty highly exfoliating. You don't want to over exfoliate. So folks, that is a wrap up of my Sunday self-care extended pampering relaxation routine. I hope you were able to get through your routine while I chit-chatted through everything that I'm doing. I'm going to be, like I said, waiting 30 minutes and letting dry this down and kind of my tretinoin dry down, and deciding if I'm going to come in with my sandwich method. But I don't think I will need to. The tretinoin in the gel formula has been much more hydrating for me than the cream formulation, but I know the ingredients will not coincide with everybody's ethos. So definitely, even on the your prescriptions, you need to read your ingredients, because anyway, I'm not 100% sure. I don't have my glasses on. And it's tiny, tiny writing back there, but I read it earlier. But I have found that gel formulation for me personally to be a little more hydrating. So that's my last soapbox about tretinoin. But it really has transformed my face. It's really made my skin really a lot more luminous. It's helped clear the pigmentation, and I'm going to be doing a deep dive on removing pigmentation, how I removed the large sun damage spots that I had on the sides of my face and that were kind of really in the sort of cheek area. So that was almost a 2-year long process and quite involved, but I'll be doing a pigmentation video or depigmentation video on that. And so I just wanted to say thank you for joining me. I hope this was relaxing for you. I always enjoy spending time with you here, kind of talking about skincare and my favorites and my finds. And I hope you link your favorites and your finds that you've been enjoying for relaxing skincare routine down below. I always like your suggestions. Like the sunscreen suggestions have been rolling in. So I really appreciate that, because I've already got my list going for next season, so thank you so much for that. And a few hair care recommendations, so I've got those on my list too. So thank you so much for all your great suggestions and for spending time with me. And you guys have a great evening. Relax and take care of yourselves. Bye. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.